Thank you for coming to give us a chance to talk about what we think is a very important initiative, College Go Week. Many of you may be familiar. This is the second year that we've really promoted College Go Week, but we've changed it a little bit to address what we think are ongoing and expanding needs. In the past, College Go Week has really been focused on freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. It will continue to have a strong focus on those 4 grades. But in addition, we're looking back to actually the middle school years and have special programs that are really geared around 6th graders, 7th graders, and 8th graders. And in keeping with what we know is the new population in Indiana going to college, we're looking at adults as well. And so throughout the course of this week, we will be really jump-starting a whole semester worth of activities. You know, this is important for many reasons, but let's just start with both the personal and the state reasons why participating in post-secondary education is so important. We know that over the course of an individual's lifetime, averages show that you will earn about $1 million more if you have a college degree. And if you break that down into an annual basis, we're talking about $23,000 more per year if you have post-secondary education. So from a personal standpoint, it's very clear why college is important. But it's also very important to our state as well, as we work to increase the per capita income of Hoosiers. And we all know that we have a real challenge there. We are actually 41st in the nation in terms of the per capita income of Hoosiers. The best way to do that is to address the educational needs of Hoosiers as well, to create the kind of workforce that we need. So we will be very focused on making sure that Hoosiers understand that 2/3 of the new jobs in Indiana actually require post-secondary education. For those of us who grew up in the time when you could go to work in a factory and take care of yourself and your family and have great benefits without anything more than a high school diploma, and often not a high school diploma, we all know that that's a nostalgic view of the world and that we must shed that and really make Hoosiers understand. And interestingly enough, Hoosiers do understand now. Most of them, if you talk to most students, they believe they need to go to college. But there is often a disconnect between their aspirations and the reality of what they do to prepare for college. And that's what College Go Week is really about, helping students understand what they need to do when they're in school to prepare, both from an academic and a financial standpoint, and then to make sure that once they get to college, we're doing everything we can to make sure that they graduate. It's not enough to just get them in the door, and that's the reason why things like we're changing the way we fund higher education in Indiana to make sure that it isn't just access and enrollment, as important as that is, but it is completion and graduation. And so we are partnering every day with our friends in K-12 to make sure that college readiness is a joint goal, what we can do in the high school and the elementary level, and what we do when you get to college as well. There's hardly a day goes by that I'm not in conversation with Dr. Bennett or someone on his staff to make sure that we understand that this is a joint goal and that we're working very closely together. So with that, I'd like to introduce Dr. Bennett. You will hear in the next few minutes about all of the activities that we have focused for each of those, middle school, high school, college, and adult populations to make sure they succeed. But I want to make sure that you have a chance to hear from Dr. Bennett because I know he shares my passion for College Go Week and what it means to Hoosiers.
Thank you, Commissioner Lubbers. First, I think we have to acknowledge the fact of the bridge between education and economic development. They're the 2 great E's in our state. And they are as interrelated as any 2 factors we have. And the fact that employers are demanding that their employees at least have a national, state, or industry-based certification, but beyond that, the number of occupations requiring a college diploma, they're actually growing twice as fast as all other occupations. So if we're going to develop an economy to answer that need, as Commissioner Lubbers alluded to, we have to make sure that we bridge another gap. And that gap is the gap between the students who aspire to go to college and the students who understand what it takes to get to college and succeed in college. So we stand here today very proud of the fact that we do have a very close partnership with the Commission for Higher Ed. If you look to your right, you see our scoreboard, and that scoreboard reminds us that we every day must produce a group of students who are prepared for colleges and careers. That includes the fact of giving our students a jump start in high school. It starts with making sure our students master those essential tasks to give them the success they'll need so they go to college without remediation and they don't have to spend money to remediate and actually spend extra money to complete a college diploma. So we're very excited about the opportunity to help our high schools, help our universities, help our state. Because that's what this is about. This is about a systemic model that, one, shows our students how to bridge that gap of knowing how to get to college. About a third of our students don't understand the steps that it takes to go to college. So College Go Week is focused at making sure our youngest population of students, and Commissioner mentioned our middle school kids, starting in the middle school, making sure kids have a clear vision, focus, direction, and they begin to understand how you build a career path, an academic path to achieve their goals so that we connect the E in education to the E in economic development. And when we do that, we'll be successful. So again, I think it's important that we hear from folks who are in the field doing that, folks who are making this happen for Indiana students. And it's my pleasure to introduce Terry Henry, the college admissions coordinator at Ben Davis High School, and I know they've taken a leadership role in this. So Terry, we'll hand it over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Bennett. Hey, good morning to everyone. My name is Terry Henry. I'm the College Admissions Coordinator and Program Director within the Office of Student Services at Ben Davis High School. First off, Ben Davis is committed to promoting and implementing the College Go Week campaign we have since the beginning. And we believe that grade-specific goals are relevant, attainable, and give our students a clear path on how they can turn their aspirations of pursuing a college education to a reality. College Go Week provides an opportunity for our students to be active in community. The benefits are bridging between giving the information out between their peers, submitting it to their parents, and just holistically marking how college access is attainable to every student if they choose and seek it. Last year, Ben Davis High School was the host site for College Go Week in 2009. Our students helped market the program during Circle City Classic, interviewed with multiple media outlets, and ultimately became the host site here in Central Indiana for our students. Led by our senior class, we collected over 2,300 college applications, submitted multiple inquiries with our sophomores and juniors to partnering schools within our state. And I know that it's just made such a positive impact on our student body. It's been extraordinary. Ben Davis is excited about this year. I wanted to give you guys basically a snapshot of how it can be implemented correctly into our system. This Monday, actually today, we are actually hosting 143 students for our Historically Black College Interview Fair. This is a very important event because next week, being Circle City Classic, what we'll do is that we will have a Thursday and a Friday event that we support. The Thursday event is open to the complete city of Indianapolis, and the Friday event is for students that have a 3.0 and higher. We'll be taking 143 students for the 3.0 and higher from our graduating senior class that are minority students. Also, we'll actively support with our younger students for the Thursday event. Our Tuesday event is going to be very important because we're actually going to have a scholarship and grant informational fair for the parents. This is extremely important because for the first hour, we have a booklet that we've created to kind of bypass some of the other outlets that are out there that nationally you'll hear a lot of students go through FastWeb and some of the other, for-profit institutions. We actually collect a book of national scholarships and grants and aid and all of our local, state, and aid. That's all supported through the Department of Education here. And we submit it to our parents directly and to our students directly. And we actually explain it and go through it. And then for a second hour, we make sure that we sit down with each individual parent that is willing, and we make sure that they understand the process and can submit that documentation. On Wednesday is an extremely exciting time because we're going to have our second annual on-site application fair. It's going to be great. We're going to have 17 institutions from all over the state. They're all going to come down. Students will be able to submit their applications. They'll also be able to submit some submittal documentation that could add to their college applications. And finally, our younger students will be able to ask questions. And this will be for the complete 4,800 students that are going to be there at Ben-Davis High School for a 4-hour period. And our Thursday and Friday are going to consist of free college visits. We're going to take 110 seniors to Indiana State University, and that's sponsored by their president's office and their Department of Enrollment Services. And then on Saturday, we're going to take 100 of our top academic honor students all across the board that would like to attend the IU versus Akron football game, which will have academic honors tailgate and be actively supported by our township. So as you can see, that the only way that this works is if state organizations, K-12 institutions, and our higher ed institutions work together. And we've done an excellent job of talking to the leadership within each organization and doing that. And we hope that organizations such as Learn More Indiana, such as the Indiana Department of Education, will continue to grow this program. We support it, and we'll work from there. Now, I have the pleasure of introducing an extraordinary professional. This is Ms. Kim Stewart-Brixton. She is the Director of Diversity and of Student Achievement at IUPUI. She's done an excellent job for our kids and constantly signing over scholarship information for our students. And Ms. Brixton.
Thank you so much. As a representative of one of the local colleges and universities, I am excited about College Go Week. This being the second year, we just can't wait for College Go Week to go because it helps to promote what we do, which is to talk about colleges and universities. The one very important part of that is we get a captive audience during this week, so we have access to middle schoolers, high schoolers, and adults who are looking at extending their education beyond just the high school diploma. A couple of things as far as just being a representative of college and university and why this is important to us. It gives us a chance to talk about the benefits of higher education in general. It helps us promote our programs and our universities, but more importantly, we are actively promoting campus visits during this week, and we're hoping that more college students or prospective students come to the colleges and find out what they like about the different colleges, which ones fit them. The important thing to know is that Indiana has lots of options, and so our students can find almost any institution to fit what their needs are and where they plan to go. More importantly, from IUPUI, how we're using this event this year is we want to really promote coming to visit us. We want students to come during that week. We would love for them to come to visit during our fall festival, which will be on October 22nd. We're also partnering with some of our local schools, our feeder institutions, and as Terry talked about, we will be doing some on-site admission. Most importantly, here locally, one of our larger feeder institutions or partner institutions is Crispus Attucks Medical Magnet and George Washington Community School, both of which we will have on-site admissions programs going on with them. We're also using some of our community outreach to really help promote College Go Week. So this past weekend, we were at Fiesta Indianapolis, really talking to students and parents about why you want to go to college and talking about College Go Week and investigating what options are out there for you. Some other things that we are doing is we're also very intentively going after our juniors, and we're asking them to come visit their junior year to find out what colleges are like, what do you like about them, find out what programs are available, and it gives us a whole year jump with parents to talk about what it takes to get in. We're also doing some specific communications to our parents to inform them about the process. As was talked about, not everybody knows how to go to college, so we want to make sure that not only are we talking about how do you get into IUPUI, but how do you go through the process in general. And so we hope to continue some of those things as we go on. More importantly, what we're hoping is that College Go Week becomes something that other universities will make sure that they're promoting. And so as we look to the future, we're hoping that College Go Week becomes a really big initiative across the state and that all of the universities, big and small, take part in this and use this as an opportunity to promote what our product is, which is education and ultimately a better future for our families here locally. With that being said, I'd like to talk about another partner, introduce another partner that's going to come talk about the adult aspects of what College Go Week. I'd like to introduce a colleague that I'm just meeting, but I know is wonderful. It's Ben Young. He's the Vice Provost of Student Affairs for Ivy Tech Community College.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm pleased to be here representing Ivy Tech Community College of Indiana, your community college. We are 24 regional sites throughout our state, and I'm very, very pleased to say we serve over 165,000 students during this past year. We are the largest singly accredited community college in the country, and Tom Snyder is our president and leader. College Go Week is not only applicable, as we've heard, from middle schools and our high school students, but it's also for the working adults as well. At Ivy Tech Community College, our average age is 29, and over 54% of our students are in this category. The trend in Indiana is trending towards having more and more students, if you will, taking their classes in traditional settings like what we have with our situation because of job displacement or, quite frankly, just a desire to take their higher education close to home. Why this week is important for all of us is that our students who need and can partake of the educational opportunities can find a community college or a four-year institution right there in their neighborhood. When visiting the colleges, and I want to speak specifically about Ivy Tech and some of the things that we've tried to do of late, students are really encouraged to take time working with that admissions counselor to make sure that the offerings that they are seeking we have and can provide. Make sure that there are transfer options to four-year institutions and that they can get in there and get those things done well. Also, we know that the important part is that not only are we doing the access issue, open door, but it's critically important that our students have an ability to pay for those tuition and fees. So it's important to work with the financial aid director in those offices. I think what's critically important when you look at an institution like an Ivy Tech Community College of Indiana is that we're wanting students, if they're interested in pursuing higher ed, to come in, particularly our working adults, our adult learners. There is no application fee. There is no application fee, and there's someone there. There's someone there, even on Saturdays, who's able to take the time to say, here are options, this is what we can look at, and this is the best possible package we can take a look for you. If it's technical and professional education, that's fine. If it's transfer, that's fine as well. For more information for those adult learners, I want to speak specifically to you. You can go to collegegoweekindiana.com. Ivy Tech Community College serves every square inch of the great state of Indiana, and we're here to serve you. And we're gratefully, hopefully, a part of this process. Thank you.